You see, between 1950 and 1970, $4 billion worth of wealth was stolen from black families on the south side of Chicago by way of an anti-black racist mortgage practice called contract buying. Now fast forward to the present day, and you'll see that these same neighborhoods on the south side of Chicago are now the ghettos that you hear about in rap songs as well as in the mainstream media when they're talking about how some absurd number of people were shot over the holiday weekend. It was recently reported a little over a week ago that Joe Biden would be committing $4 billion to address and attempt to fix the root issues around what causes mass migration to the United States from south of the border. Now, to bring a little more clarity to this, what I want to do is take a moment to read a passage from this Time magazine article titled, "Joe Biden's Immigration Bill Aims to Address the Root Cause of Migration. Will It Work?" Through the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021, Biden has put forth a $4 billion four-year plan that aims to decrease violence, corruption, and poverty in El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, the home of countries of many of the migrants who have arrived at the U.S.-Mexico border to seek asylum in recent years. The bill would also establish centers throughout Central America for people to pursue refugee resettlements in either the U.S. or other countries. Would I be wrong if I read this article and said to you, why do my tax dollars have to go to fighting violence and poverty in other countries? Why do I have to pay for the corruption of other nations? My ancestors didn't oppress you, so why do I have to pay for the past and present sins of another nation? Doesn't this all sound familiar? Is this not the rhetoric that gets thrown your way whenever you have the audacity to demand policy that is specifically for Black Americans in the form of a comprehensive Black agenda? You see, no other group gets hit with that kind of rhetoric when they make demands. And the reason I can say that so confidently is because even to the degree that they do get hit with that kind of foolish rhetoric, it doesn't matter because the executive orders still get signed and the policies still become law. There's no debate about it. It just gets done. But heaven forbid you demand a comprehensive Black agenda, let alone reparations for the descendants of American slavery. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a minute now. That's divisive. As a matter of fact, some will go even as far as to say it's unconstitutional. Now let's take a moment to really put things in perspective, okay? 64% of the LGBTQ voted for Biden, and as a thank you, here is your executive order. 65% of Latinos voted for Joe Biden, and as a thank you for them, here is their executive order. 61% of Asians voted for Biden, and as a thank you to the Asian community, here is your executive order. And as per usual, once again, Black Americans came through for the Democratic Party as they religiously do with a whopping 87% of the vote. And as a thank you, here is your monopoly money with Harriet Tubman on it.
And all those who supported us, I'm proud of the campaign we built and ran. I'm proud of the coalition we put together, the broadest and most diverse coalition in history. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, progressives, moderates, conservatives, young, old, urban, suburban, rural, gay, straight, transgender, white, Latino, Asian, Native American. I mean it, especially those moments, and especially those moments when this campaign was at its lowest ebb. The African American community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours.
The Trump administration, the Obama administration initially had wanted to put Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. The Trump administration dragged their feet on that. I wanted to see if the Biden administration has a sort of view of the timeline on whether or not she should be on the paper currency.
I was here when we announced that, and it was very exciting. It hasn't moved forward yet, which we would have been surprised to learn at the time. The Treasury Department is taking steps to resume efforts to put Harriet Tubman on the front of the new $20 notes. It's important that our notes, our money, if people don't know what a note is, reflect the history and diversity of our country. And Harriet Tubman's image gracing the new $20 note would certainly reflect that. So we're exploring ways to speed up that effort, but any specifics would, of course, come from the Department of Treasury.
Every politician, and particularly those on the national level, meaning president, vice president, those in the Senate, as well as those in the House of Representatives, are more than aware of the issues that plague the Black community. They know how bad things are, they know how things got this way, and they also know what needs to be done to change things around. They simply choose not to. Now, I know I've spoken on this before, but I'm going to bring it up again because this is a prime example of how the past affects the present and how easy it would be to change things around and make it right if they wanted to. You see, between 1950 and 1970, $4 billion worth of wealth was stolen from Black families on the south side of Chicago by way of an anti-Black racist mortgage practice called contract buying. Now, fast forward to the present day, and you'll see that these same neighborhoods on the south side of Chicago are now the ghettos that you hear about in rap songs, as well as in the mainstream media when they're talking about how some absurd number of people were shot over the holiday weekend. Now, if you took that same $4 billion that's crossing the border to repair other nations and instead used it to turn around violence and poverty on the south side of Chicago, you'd flip the south side from a negative to a positive before Biden's term was up and would probably still have money left over. But that would be too much like right. Once again, they know what to do. They simply choose not to. Because why would they? You're going to vote majority Democrat anyways. And as a token of their appreciation, they'll throw you some meaningless symbolic nonsense like monopoly money with Harriet Tubman's face on it. And the unfortunate thing is that you'll accept it because we always do. Now, as I stated in my last video, the Black community is running out of time. And if we keep accepting symbolic nonsense like this and not demand policy, we're finished. We don't have any more time to waste. Now is the time to demand what you are owed and for this nation to restore back what was stolen from you after centuries on top of centuries of state-sanctioned political and economic violence. It is time to get back what you are owed by way of reparations and a comprehensive Black agenda. Anything less than that at this point in the game is disrespectful. And with all that being said, that does it for today's video. So please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. Also, make sure you text tdhiphop to number 33222. That's tdhiphop to number 33222. That way you'll get a direct text notification whenever I release a new video, but it also serves as a protection plan for myself in case YouTube ever decides to give this channel the axe. I will be able to send you a direct link to where you can find me next. All social media links will be pinned in the comment section below. And lastly, but certainly not least, for those of you who have been following this channel for quite some time now and have a love and appreciation for the work that I put in on this channel, the number one way you can show your support to me is through Patreon for only $3 a month. That will help put me in position to be able to take TD Hip Hop Media off of YouTube. Remember, the goal is not to grow big on YouTube, but to grow independent of YouTube. And until the next video, peace.